subjects every single day to a consistent standard under a trusted brand. And this is our role. We are the seed for 1 million conversations over the net. We are the content that people link to and talk about. We are a compass in an increasingly confusing geopolitical landscape. And actually, when you look at the sources that bloggers link to, it's very heavily skewed towards traditional media brands. Now, we do remarkably well on this table. It's one of the key sort of health indicators, I'd say, for our online business. And on a crude level, I'll tell you now, this does not, doing really, really well by being linked to from blogs, does not bring us a ton of traffic. All the links from all the Google Blogspot blogs account for less than 1/3 of 1% of our referrals on a given month. But I think much more important for us than this is it's an indicator of our health. It's an indicator of how we are talked about. The greatest risk for us as a news organisation going forward is that no one talks about us. It is we do not want to be in the industry of creating carefully manicured irrelevance. Of course, the other great driver of Web 2.0, as we know, has been the spectacular growth in online advertising. As you can see it here, this is just a random collection, well, not quite random, collection of forecasts going forward. You can just see this growth. And I think we have to you have to step back and go that all the innovation we've seen and everything we're growing is all actually fueled around the growth in online advertising and the success there. The UK is particularly dynamic in this area. In the last quarter of last year, 14% of total advertising in the UK was going online. It's the highest percentage in the world. About half of our total market is worth £2 billion, or €3 billion, and it's forecast to double in the next 2 to 3 years. About half the market goes onto search, but that still means that over the next 3 years there's £1 billion of new money coming into online. And to put that into UK context, that is the equivalent of the entire consumer magazine print advertising revenue. So the other thing about Web 2.0 is there is significant revenue to fight for, but we are going to have to fight. Google in the UK, as you can see the revenue there, Google has 39% of the UK's online advertising market. In any other media, I don't think anyone has, we've tried to do this, and I don't think anyone has that share of advertising. So it's a really, the other thing we have to accept is for all the niceness and the Web 2.0 loveliness, the phenomenal thing that's happening is Google's continued strength as the Internet's economic powerhouse. And so you look at all this, and you have to decide, as I said at the start, is this all an opportunity for us? Is this all a threat? And my view about the Internet has always been, and it remains, the only way to make the Internet an opportunity is to see it as one from the outset. If you see it as a threat, it will always be one. And I look at this remarkable explosion, and I look at what's going on, and I have to believe that we can prosper from it. As I say, our horizons are broad, and we see things in a very dramatically improved way, but not everyone sees it this way. This is Neil Henry, Associate Professor of Journalism at Berkeley. Some of you may know him. He's written a fantastic and very, very eloquent book called American Carnival, describing, as he sees it, the decline of journalism as a result of new media. This quote's actually from a piece he wrote for the San Francisco Chronicle, in which he was asking whether Google would actually help fund failing newspapers. You should read the book. It's very, very eloquent, but this was the sort of snap response from one blogger, and which I think is now I have a lot of sympathy for Neil Henry's thing, but also what he's describing is a process of inevitable change, and I think we have to move on from identifying the problem and to dealing with it. We have to accept that miracles are not going to happen. I wish Google could go back to being a nice, cuddly search engine that just does no evil, rather than being a global advertising behemoth. It is not going to happen. I wish there was a new twist in copyright law that meant they had to pay me hundreds of millions of pounds each month to feature my headlines on Google News. It's not going to happen. I wish free classified sites would go away, and that advertisers decided to use our job sites to spend more money with us rather than less. That's not going to happen. And I wish there was a seamless and effortless way to get people to pay for our content on the web that didn't infuriate them, shrivel our audience, and dramatically reduce the potential for advertising. It's not going to happen. I wish all